Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Z&D Academy course summaries. Today, we are breaking down Dr. Abu Zayed Maki's truly essential lecture on Aqeeda, or Islamic creed. We're going to explore the root causes of deviation from the correct belief system, and most importantly, we're focusing on your role in protecting yourself and your family. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share so we can keep making authentic Islamic knowledge accessible to absolutely everyone. And for our Arabic-speaking learners, you'll find the Arabic translation running right at the bottom of the screen throughout this explainer.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at 1. The straight path. 2. Deviation by desires. 3. Deviation by ignorance. 4. The Sufi evolution. 5. Modern-day deviations. And finally, 6. Protection through knowledge.
Section 1. The Straight Path. Defining Siratul Mustaqim.
This foundational hadith from Abdullah bin Mas'ud perfectly sets up our entire framework for this topic. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, literally drew a straight line in the sand representing the singular path of Allah. But then he drew multiple lines branching off to the right and to the left. He explained that these are divergent paths, and at the head of every single one of them is a devil actively calling people towards it. So there is one true path, surrounded by many appealing but incredibly dangerous detours. Your role is figuring out how to stay on that center line.
Section 2. Deviation by desires. Knowing the truth but rejecting it.
The crucial point here is understanding this exact contrast. Every single day in Surah Al-Fatiha, we ask Allah to guide us away from two specific groups. Side A represents al-Maghdubi alayhim, those who earned anger. Why? Because they actually know the truth. They recognize it clearly, but they reject it out of arrogance, personal desires, or political agendas. On the other hand, side B represents al-Dallin, those who went astray. These are people who genuinely want the truth and try to worship passionately, but they do it blindly, without authentic knowledge. Let's look at a historical example of that first group.
Historically, a very clear example of deviation driven by desires and political agendas is the Rafida. Originally, back in the early days, the term Shia just meant political supporters or allies, like the supporters of Uthman or the supporters of Ali, may Allah be pleased with them both. It wasn't a separate theology at all. But under the manipulation of deceptive figures like Abdullah bin Saba, this political alignment was completely twisted into extreme theological deviation. They eventually became known as the Rafida because they explicitly rejected the legitimate leadership of Abu Bakr and Omar.
It is frankly fascinating and terrifying to trace how this political stance necessitated brand new religious doctrines. When they couldn't find evidence for their claims in the Quran, well, some of them just claimed the Quran was altered by the companions. They elevated their imams to this divine status, claiming they literally know the unseen. This eventually birthed even more extreme offshoots like the Batiniya, who completely redefined basic acts of worship. For them, the physical prayer or fasting didn't even matter. They claimed these were just metaphors or hidden secrets known only to the imam. They took the religion and just hollowed it out entirely from the inside.
Section 3. Deviation by ignorance. The danger of misguided zeal.
Now, the ultimate example of the second group, those who deviate out of ignorance, is the Khawarij. They were the first major deviant sect in Islamic history, and they represent the absolute danger of combining extreme ignorance with intense religious zeal. The Prophet actually prophesied about them, saying that average Muslims would look at the intense prayer and fasting of the Khawarij and actually feel their own worship was inferior. But he importantly noted the Quran they recited would not go past their throats, meaning their hearts didn't understand it at all.
And this brilliantly illustrates how that ignorance manifested in real life. Their critical error was taking isolated verses completely out of context. For example, during a political conflict, when Ali and Muawiyah agreed to human arbitration to make peace, the Khawarij read the verse, "The rule is for Allah alone," and wrongly concluded that anyone who accepts human arbitration is a disbeliever. Because of this catastrophic misunderstanding of basic jurisprudence, they tragically rebelled and shed the blood of some of the greatest Muslims to ever live. They literally took verses meant for idol worshippers and applied them directly onto the companions of the Prophet.
And listen, this isn't just ancient history. Dr. Maki shares a fascinating modern anecdote in the source lecture. He once gave his own students, who were well-meaning but lacked deep foundational knowledge, a small booklet called Al-Islam to Review. The students read it and came back saying, "It's great, it's full of Quran and Hadith." Dr. Maki then dropped a bombshell. He revealed that this booklet was actually written by Shukri Mustafa, the founder of a dangerous, violent, extremist sect in modern times. Because the students were ignorant of proper context and methodology, they were easily deceived by an extremist simply because he quoted verses. It proves that ignorance is incredibly vulnerable to manipulation. Your role as a Muslim is to actively build up that knowledge defense.
Section 4. The Sufi evolution. From asceticism to heresy.
Let's trace another path, a step-by-step evolution that shows how small changes lead to massive deviations. It started innocently enough, as simple as asceticism. Early Muslims saw immense wealth pouring into the empire and reacted by rejecting the world completely to focus on the hereafter. But then, operating without the strict guidance of the Sunnah, this escalated into extreme isolation, or khilwa, locking themselves in dark caves for 40 days straight. Naturally, this led to psychological breaks, hallucinations, and even demonic interference from jinn. The practitioners believed these hallucinations were kush, or spiritual unveilings, literally claiming they were receiving direct knowledge from Allah and completely bypassing the Prophet. Eventually, this degraded into the ultimate heresy.
That endpoint was wahdat al-wujud, or the unity of existence. This is a highly dangerous philosophical belief, claiming that the creator and the creation are literally one and the same. They completely deny the separation between Allah and His universe, basically saying that everything in existence, every physical object, is a manifestation of God. This completely destroys the core Islamic Aqeeda of Tawheed, which strictly separates the creator from the created.
Now, looking at all this, you might be thinking, okay, this is all crazy ancient history about extreme monks in caves and ancient political battles. What does this have to do with me? Well, let me ask you a very important question. Do these ancient philosophical deviations still exist in our world today?
Section 5. Modern-day deviations. Rebranding ancient heresies. Astonishingly, yes, they absolutely do. Modern trends like manifestation, the universe providing, and cosmic energy are literally just ancient Greek and extremist Sufi philosophies of Wahdat al-Wujud wrapped up in a trendy package. When modern life coaches tell you to tap into the universal energy inside yourself to control your destiny, they are quietly peddling the exact same heresy that God is an essence flowing through you and all physical matter. It's the exact same deviation, just repackaged to bypass your spiritual defenses.
Section 6. Protection through knowledge, the ultimate shield.
So, what is your role in all of this? The overarching lesson from Dr. Mackey's breakdown is that ignorance is the fertile ground for every single deviation. Whether it's the Khawarij falling into violent extremism or a modern student falling for a law of attraction scam on social media, it all happens because the baseline of correct Aqeeda just isn't there. Therefore, pursuing authentic Islamic knowledge, firmly grounded in the Quran and the Sunnah, is not just a hobby, it is an absolute necessity. It is the ultimate shield against the devil's calling from those divergent paths.
This leaves us with one final, provocative question for you. Will you secure your faith with knowledge, or will you leave it vulnerable to the divergent paths? Your role is to actively protect your creed, and we highly encourage you to take that first step and continue your learning journey through the official Zad Academy curriculum. Equip yourself with the correct Aqeeda. Thank you so much for joining us on this explainer. Jazakum Allahu khairan for watching, and we will see you in the next one.